It's College Football Sunday with Steve Matt and Taz. Talking like we're legends in the student section stands. Same old couch, same cheap snacks, same old bets we never track. Yeah, life hits different when the squad comes back. College Football Sunday with Steve, Matt, and Taz.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of College Football Sunday. I'm Steve. With me always is Taz.
Welcome back.
Yes, sir. All right. So we had a lot of fun last time on our last episode that we did. We did with the Sun Belt East Division. And who would have thought you could spend 2 hours talking about 7 teams, but these two guys can. So what did you enjoy about the last episode we did, Taz?
I like the defensive players, the guys. I like the head coaches. I like, well, a lot of teams right now is going to have a lot of issues with trying to find playmakers. I mean, there were several teams with like 5+ receivers that just were gone.
Yeah.
So there wasn't many teams with a lot of returning players.
Whole units disappeared.
Yeah.
So, all right. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the Sun Belt West Division, Taz. Who ended up winning it last year?
Troy won last on the West Division last year. But the last winner was 2023, actually.
Well, they ended up winning all of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, Troy, Alabama. Troy's been over the last several years been a successful program. I mean, they've had a few coaches come through to move up, but they have beaten and played well against the Power 4 schools.
Yeah, between Neil Brown and Summerall went through there.
Yep.
He did. And then I remember the time when Troy went down to Baton Rouge and beat LSU.
They beat LSU. And that was a major upset, dude. Major upset.
So the Sun Belt as a whole has just completed their 25th season, Taz. They're going into year 26. They are from 2001 to current.
Right.
So overall combined, their record is 1,376 wins to 1,676 losses.
Yeah, they gotta improve that win-loss record.
Yeah, but you got to figure too, they do play a lot of big schools for money games.
Yeah, they do. But at the same time, they're beating each other up too. So.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get a win and a loss in every conference game. You are. So one good thing, though, that no one seems to speak about, though, believe it or not, is that the Sun Belt has been in 98 bowl games, Taz.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And what's their record been?
52-46, which is a 53% win record.
That's really good.
Yeah. I mean, anything over 50% is good, I think, in that conference.
Yep. Twice they've been ranked in the preseason poll coming in, and 6 times they've been ranked in the final AP poll. They have. And then combined, they've been ranked 69 times as teams in the conference have been ranked.
That's good. So they've been represented.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people think, 69 times, that's nothing. But it really is when you think about it in a group of 5 type conference like this.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, they've been together 25 years? So, yeah, that's good for 25 years.
Heck yeah. All right. So now we're going to get started with our first team. The Arkansas State Red Wolves. So they ended up going 7-6 last year, 5-3 in conference. And Taz, tell us a little bit about their coach.
Butch Jones. Some of the famous words I remember from Butch Jones in Tennessee was he's building it brick by brick.
So they throw them at you to run you out.
Well, definitely. He has a 23-37 record though in 5 years. 110-91 in 16 years. So Bush just gotta turn that thing around at Arkansas State if you want to be successful there.
And he's one of the most tenured coaches in this conference as well.
Right.
He is.
That's good and bad. You got to consider because the good coaches are actually getting moved up.
Yeah, that is true. I wonder what the holdup is on that.
I don't know, especially with him having Power 4 experience and did well at Tennessee at times. So
yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
So with this team he's got right here, they're returning 7 starters on offense, Taz, 3 on defense for a total of 156 starts.
Okay, that's one of the better ones in the conference.
Yeah, and like we said, around 125 is where you want to be on starts returning.
Right.
It is. Overall production, they got 49% of their production back, which is 82nd, and is 4th in the conference. 52% of that is on offense and 45% of that's on defense. So pretty much half and half.
Yeah, it's kind of balanced.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about the quarterback race they got.
They got a 4 quarterback race. so it's going to be a challenge for them, hopefully over the summer. And then the fall, they can, settle in on a quarterback versus going into, week 2, week 3 and still not deciding who the quarterback is. Mm-hmm. All right. First guy is Trey Owens, a sophomore, 6'5", from Texas. He's the leader, despite not playing last year. So I think that's kind of prototype of what Bush is looking for. But I think production is probably the most important thing. But when you're going in with 4 guys, it's going to be a challenge, especially for, in the fall. I mean, how do you get your reps, with 4 guys? Your top 2 most likely probably going to get the first team reps. The other 2 will probably get second team and beyond reps. But we'll see what happens in this offseason with the new OC that they brought in also. Garrett Altman. He came from Vandy, which is not bad. I mean, you're talking previews even before the current coach. I mean, who they have? What was the head coach?
Oh, man, before Mason Leah?
Yeah, Mason. Yeah, Mason was before him. So, yeah, I mean, playing in a conference like that should help. Him stepping down to another division, bringing some new things and new schemes, along with Bush Jones. Because now with Bush Jones, that's 2 SEC previous coaches that you have an offensive staff. So, yep.
Heck yeah. And then they got their top 2 running backs back, Devin Spencer, who had 574 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Kenyon Clay, who had 523 and 3 touchdowns. So to me, that's really good because like we talk about, I mean, I don't really need a running back to have 1,500 yards.
Right.
If I can get 3 of them, they give me 500.
Yep.
And it helps with, in case one of them does get hurt, you still have a quality running back in place. And they also add Ezell Jolly from Kilgore College, who ran for 869 yards last year while he was there. So really, they got a 3-headed monster. They got a 4 quarterback race and a 3-headed monster at running back. So
good. Yeah. With 7 guys returning on the offense side, so that's more production that you have.
Yeah, most definitely. But unfortunately, their leading receiver Rucker ended up going off to the NFL. But the slot receiver Chauncey Cobb returns with 73 receptions, 797 yards, and 1 TD. So he's a real quick slot receiver, smaller guy. He'll also be doing kick returns. So he's very elusive and quick. And then they also got a big guy on the outside at 6'3", Hunter Summers, who had 44 catches, 505 yards, and 4 TDs last year. So whoever wins this quarterback race is going to have 2 really good receivers, a deep running back. So hopefully, they'll be able to improve on that record from last year.
Right. So to go along with them, they'll also have the middle of their offensive line.
Nice.
The returning left guard, the center, and the right guard. Smith, Myers, and Saxon. Also, they had the right tackle, Watson. He started 9 games. And they bring in left tackle from FSU.
Yeah. So they're going to be solid up front, too.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got that production returning as far as the middle offensive line. You got the running backs returning, and you add a couple key pieces also. Yeah.
So the offense is solid enough to compete for the division. Let's take a look at the defense right here. So defense, they got to rebuild their whole front. They do. They recorded 39 sacks last year, which was tied for first in the conference. But they have 6 tackles and 5 ends that are first-year transfers. So can they live up to what was built there last year?
Right. So out of that, out of those 11 guys, hopefully you locate some production in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'll be deep. I guess you can rotate them.
But we talk about experience, brother.
That is true. So Ryan Reese is their only returner that's on any significant reps. And they bring in A.J. Thomas from Tulane, Woods from Middle Tennessee State, and Tylen Coleman from FSU. So they got some good quality players from good big schools, quality schools. So we'll just have to see how that ends up working with all that.
Yeah.
We will. What about the linebacker stats?
Linebackers, you have Nelson returning. You got 54 tackles. You got real. I can't put his name. He's got 54 tackles. Return. Move from safety, return to linebacker, and you add Trey Stevens from Lafayette. 55 tackles, 5.5 tackles for loss.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty decent production returning on that side. Where they have 3 guys on the defense side returning. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then you got to keep a couple of key pieces over there. So hopefully the D line can keep the linemen off of the linebackers.
Oh yeah. Well, the secondary is pretty good. They got a guy named Five Hamilton. They brought in from Kennesaw, and he's probably the most experienced in the secondary out there. Also, safeties McGee and Barnes return, so that will help out a lot. But the secondary does have to get better, as they allow 68% completion percentage and 21 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions.
Yeah. So, and like I said, all that's going to work together if the front seven can get pressure on the quarterback. It'll take a load off the secondary and kind of help them out a little bit also. But if they can't get pressure, that number can actually stay the same, or it can actually increase.
Yeah, it'll be game over.
Yeah.
And the last time they won a conference championship was in 2016 in the Sun Belt. So with that defense, if they want to get that next championship, so it'll be 10 years now since the last time they won one. They're gonna have to really work on that defense. So Ted, tell us a little bit about how them defensive stats ended up last year.
Defensive stats. They're giving up 27.4, which is 84th. Rush is 168, which is 92nd. Pass is 244, or 245 is 113, and total is 413, and that's 110. So anytime you're in the high, anywhere around the hundreds, or low hundreds, is not good. You want to try to simmer that thing down in double digits. So hopefully, this year's a little more production with some guys coming back.
Heck yeah. So on offense, they scored 25.2, which was 85th, but that's a minus 2 points in scoring differential.
Right.
They ran for 123.2 yards, which was 109th. That's something they really got to step up. You got to be able to run the ball. You do. They did throw for 259.5, which was 31st, which that's great. But like I said, running the ball is where it all comes down to.
Right.
And total offense was 382.7, which was 72nd, which is about the range you want to be, about 60, 65. And like we talked about, with what they got coming in this year, I think the offense is awesome. I think the offense is worthy enough to compete for a division.
Right. They just need that help from that defense.
They got to show up that defense. And how are they on turnover margin, Chad?
-7. That's
That'll
not
do
good.
it.
It's not good.
Gotta fix
It's 110.
that.
Yeah. So offense got to help the defense. Defense got to help the offense. Offense don't be. You got to cut back on the turnovers, of course. And defense, you got to create more turnovers.
Yep.
So those things kind of work hand in hand together.
Yep. So some of their all-conference players to look out for will be wide receiver / kick returner, Chancey Cobb, which is the guy we talked about earlier, slot receiver. Do really well. And one that we really don't talk about too much is special teams, but they do have probably the best kicker in the conference, and Van Andale.
Okay.
So kicker in the kicking game will help a lot.
It will help a lot. Definitely help a lot. So hopefully the offense can help them and get them in range.
Yeah, that's the thing. So with the offense coming back, if you get a little bit of help from the defense, you cut back on turnovers. They went 7-6 last year. I could see them fixing a couple of things, getting up to maybe 9 wins. Could we see 2 more
not
wins in
bad.
there?
I mean, they were 5-3 in the conference last year.
Yeah, and 6-2 end up winning the division. So really, they were only a game out from going to the conference championship game. So they're right there on the edge. So I think they'll be doing really good. And I think they have a chance to get better and take that next level. And like I said, maybe 9 wins. And they got the offense to compete for a conference or a division championship. They just got to get the defense on track, and they should be good.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now we have the Louisiana Raging Cajuns.
Agent Cajun.
So they ended up going 6-7 last year, 5-3 as well in the division. Their head coach is 29-25 over the last 5 years there. Coach Michael Desiree Moreau. He's Cajun, so I apologize if I butchered that. But he was actually Napier's OC that took over when Napier ended up leaving.
Yep.
So what they got coming back, Taz?
They got 8 on offense and 2 on defense. This is 135 starts, so they're kind of in that range of production coming back. The return production is 49%, and it's 81st in the conference. 63% on offense and 35% defense.
Nice. So they got a lot of offense coming back for an offensive-minded guy.
Right.
They do. And they also get their quarterback back, Winfield, who had 8 starts, 1,550 yards, 59% completion percentage, had 11 TDs but 7 interceptions.
Right.
And he also ran for 667 yards and 9 touchdowns. So did okay.
Yeah, lower the production, probably a little better completion percentage.
And cut down on the turnovers.
Right.
It is. So what about the running back room? What they got back in the
Well, they lost the 2 top running backs in Florida, Cincinnati and UT. Young at running back, potential 1-2 punch, a redshirt freshman, Derek Smith and JJ Gardner. So you got a couple of new guys in there to kind of fill those spots, and hopefully the production is good. Protecting the ball. That's one thing about young guys. You want to make sure they be able to protect the ball.
High and tight.
Yep, high and tight. High and tight. So, but with the offense, we got 8 returning starters outside of them. So hopefully they should be able to help them out, help them along the way, especially with the returning quarterback.
Yeah, and an extra year with quarterback under his belt.
Yeah.
I mean, he should. You expect the natural progress of that anyways.
Correct.
You do. So their leading receiver returns, Shelton Sampson, 32 catches, 537 yards. Now, here's the thing about him a lot of people might not know. And last year he did have 6 touchdowns. He averaged 16.8 yards per catch. Big play, explosive. And he actually came from LSU.
Okay.
He did.
So he stayed within the state.
Yeah, yep. So he played his first 2 years at LSU. Then he came to Louisiana last year, and now he's back at Louisiana. So if he got recruited as wide receiver at LSU,
Yeah.
no, he's good.
Yeah. He should be pretty solid.
And almost 17 yards a catch, that helps a lot too. It does. And they returned 4 starters on the offensive line. Left tackle Zay Alexander gets his chance finally. He does. And he was a former Mississippi State recruit in 2023. But they need to stay healthy on the line, Taz, because they had 8 different starting combos last year.
Yeah. So hopefully that strength and conditioning program, they tweak that this offseason.
Most definitely.
They help those guys stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's where it starts. In the offseason, strength and conditioning.
Yeah, they played 13 games and had 8 different starting combos.
Man.
Yeah, but they do bring in sophomore Jace Mitchell, right guard from Tulane. So that ought to be a big addition to that as well.
Right.
So, yeah, those 2 redshirt freshmen, man, you got a good line to run behind. Seems like they're more of a dual threat team since they're going to run the ball more often than they're going to pass it, since their quarterback also ran for 667 yards.
Right.
So it looks like a pretty good zone read type of offense and a lot coming back. It is. So what about on defense, Taz?
On defense, they have 9 of the top 10 defenders, and snaps is gone.
Snaps. That is not even games. That's just snaps.
Yeah, they out there.
Gone.
You got defensive end Lance Williams, nose tackle Fitzgerald West, DT Chase Edwards will play more snaps this year. You have middle linebacker also Jake Andre returns. You got 50 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss. So you got 9 out of 10. You got a couple of DTs in the DN that you're going to be kind of depending on that defensive front.
Yeah, young and inexperienced.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, so it would help. Like I said, everything coincides together. His offense can kind of run the ball and control the game, and I know that's what was there before when his head coach was the OC. They were leaning on the run a lot, play a lot of one possession games. So if that's something that he adapts this year, we don't know. But if he adapts something like that to keep it close, which you have a returning run game with the quarterback, but trying to stay healthy at the offensive line, of course.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, you can help your defense out a little bit when they're young.
Most definitely.
Yep.
And then they got their DB sophomore, Brent Gordon. He's back. He is. Listen to some of these stats he had last year as a freshman. 58 tackles, a tackle for loss. He had 11 pass breakups as a freshman.
That's good.
He had 1 pick, so hopefully he worked on his hands in the offseason, and that 1 pick will turn into about 3 or 4. They will. They have another sophomore DB, Avery Demery, who played 13 games, had 8 tackles. So they're extremely young at corner.
Yeah.
They are. But they're inexperienced but productive at safety with junior Cody Jackson and senior Colin Jacobs.
Okay. So you got a couple leaders in the back end.
On the back end, yeah. But they got some young players out on the corners. But, I mean, hey, like we said before, if you can play, you can play.
You can play.
You know, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't. Because they have, whenever you're not going to keep them, so you might as well play them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, try to get some production out of them. But that's the thing. You want them to, sometimes you got to throw them in the fire.
That's it. See what you got.
Yep, throw them in the fire. Let them go through those hard times, get beat, and then correct those issues. But that's the best experience is actually experience. You get just playing.
Exactly.
I mean, you can sit there and kind of teach and train and practice and things of that nature, but you got to get on the field.
Yep. And I was watching, I know it's kind of off topic and we'll talk about it later, but I was watching Big 12 Media Days, and a lot of these coaches are talking about now that they want production over potential.
What's that?
So if you're out here getting the reps and you're running it, then that's what these coaches are looking for at the next level, is that we want to see what have you done on the field, not what you might be able to do whenever you get older, because we're not even sure we're going to have you at that point.
Yeah, with the turnover being the way it is now, I mean, you got to go with production, man.
Yep. So here's the thing. Check this out. So they've actually lost 4 straight bowl games. They have. The last one they won was their 21 New Orleans Bowl versus Marshall when Billy Napier left.
Yep, remember that one.
Yep. And Coach D stepped in to be the head coach. Well, they've actually lost 4 straight bowls since then. 3 of those 4 seasons, they were 6-6 going into the bowl game. They could have gave them a winning record.
And that's the weird part about it also. I'm pretty sure he's probably made some adjustments also, because even when he was the OC at Louisiana, Billy Napier was a play caller. So he wasn't even a play caller at the time. So I have to do a little more investigating, see if he's actually making or if he's got another play caller. But that was a thing also. But you would think, hey man, just kind of adapt what was done there. Just kind of keep it flowing.
Yeah, and I mean, it comes down to, I know a lot of people say, oh, bowl games don't matter, but yeah, they kind of do. Like I said, I mean, 3 of their last 4 seasons, they could have went into the offseason with a winning record and went in with a losing record. So, Tess, tell us a little bit about the offense with this OC they got.
Well, this offense, the scoring, production is 26 points a game, which is 79th, which is okay. But you want to kind of increase that thing a little bit based off a young defense also. Rushing is 183 yards, which is 31st. Passing 161.9 is 121st, which is not well at all. And total is 345, which is 98th in the country.
Yeah. That's a little low there. Running game was all right, but got to get, well, I mean, it kind of goes back to what we talked about, though.
Yeah.
With the dual threat quarterback and everything else. So on defense, this is what really hurt them again. This is what hurts a lot of these teams, is on defense, they gave up 29.2 points per game, which was 96th in the country, which is a -3 point differential.
Yeah.
They gave up 186 yards on the ground, which was 116th. And they gave up 224 in the air, which was 79th. And 410.8, which was 107th.
Yeah. I mean, giving
I
up
know it takes a deep sigh.
a lot more than what you're producing.
Yeah. And how was their turnover margin, Taz?
It wasn't bad. It was -1, which is 77. But you still want to be in the positive,
Yeah.
you know?
So they're about flat.
Yeah.
They are. So, and some key players to look out for, like we was talking about, wide receiver, all conference wide receiver Shelton Sampson. If the quarterback gets somewhat decent out there, he's got a guy that's going to be open
Yeah.
pretty much every time.
Yeah.
He is. Then also DB Brent Gordon, which was another one we was talking about. So hopefully, like I said, that's that sophomore that had 11 pass breakups in hit and
Right.
1 pick. So I could see him having 3 to 4, 5 picks this year.
Right.
I do. If you're around the ball that much, you're going to make the plays.
Yeah.
You are. So what do you think, Taz? 6-7, went into the bowl game. Once again, lost the bowl game. 5-3 in conference. What about them moving into the division race?
I think just by looking at it, might be a little difficult now with the production you got coming back on defense. You're losing 9 of the 10 defenders in snaps. So it's a lot of inexperience on that side. Unless the offense can kind of pick up their production and kind of, carry them a little bit, it might be another long season for them. With not saying the guys are bad on the defensive side, but they just don't have the experience on that side of the ball.
Yeah, if the experience comes in and they can step up and make some great plays and everything, which sometimes that's all these kids need is just a chance.
Yeah.
They're good enough. They just haven't had the opportunity yet. So
Right.
they have some big shoes to fill, but I think they'll be up to the challenge. And I could see them getting to next year, maybe 8 wins in the regular season. And I'll put it on the board. They will snap their 4 bowl losing streak.
Okay.
They will.
That's a
I will
hot take.
put it on the board. I will. So that's our Arkansas, or I'm sorry, that's our Louisiana Raging Cajun preview. So now we're going to move on to our next team here. And the next team we got is Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, Taz. New to the conference, coming in from Conference USA.
There you go. You can have another Louisiana school in the conference.
That's it. And that was one, believe it or not, of all the realignment that happened, that was one of the main reasons they wanted to go into the Sun Belt,
Right.
because of the regional matchups.
It makes sense.
Yeah, with Louisiana, UL Monroe, the Louisiana Tech's in northern Louisiana. So you got I lost my concentration. Team we just talked about, Troy.
Troy.
Yeah, Troy's over there. South Alabama's close. So
Arkansas State, not far.
Arkansas State's right around the corner. It is. So that was one of the main reasons they wanted to get out of Conference USA and join the Sun Belt, was so that way they could actually have some regional based matchups.
Yeah.
It's the darndest thing, ain't it?
Yeah.
Don't you wish more schools thought like that?
You would think, but they're thinking more dollars in region.
Exactly. So they ended up going 8-5 and 5-3 in Conference USA last year. They did. Sonny Cumbie's back. He's 19-31 in 4 years here, and he's 21-34 in 5 years overall. I'm really high on them this year. I am. I think it's going to be really interesting and really fun to watch with them coming over to this conference. But tell us what we got coming back, Taz.
Okay, return starts. You got 4 on offense and 3 on defense. So not a whole lot of starters coming back, but you only have 30 starts.
130.
130. Okay, my bad. 130.
Yeah.
So 130 starts, which is right there in that range of starts that you want to have, which is good. Returning production 50%, 56%, which is 53rd, first in the conference. 64 on offense and 48 on the defense side. So that's the production coming back. And starting with your quarterback, your junior Blake Baker, he returned from an ACL in November. 6 starts, 8 games, 1,251 yards, 66%, which is pretty good percentage. 5 TDs, but he had the 3 interceptions to go along with it. So, but in 6 starts, 1,200 yards. It's pretty decent. You know?
Yeah, and they said that he should be clear for the summertime. So here coming up, he should be clear to start getting full reps and everything.
Right.
So they said the recovery from his ACL is going great. So he should be the leader and the starter going into the season this year. I was reading.
Okay. Yeah. So also you have another quarterback, Trey Kukut. It's a dual threat. He won the last 3 games, including the bowl games. So you may have a little controversy right there.
Do we?
Yeah.
QB controversy?
I mean, you know, you got a guy on a 3-game win streak and a bowl win.
That is true.
You know, and you have one guy coming off of ACL. Hopefully he responds well, you know, to the ACL. But
Yeah.
it is an ACL, so you want to take your time with those ACL guys.
Well, and that's the benefit they have. They don't have to rush him.
Right.
So really, if he isn't ready, they have a very worthy quarterback to step in.
Right.
They do.
So if that quarterback continues his, you know, his win total, might be a little difficult for Mr. Blake to get on the field.
Hey, you gotta run with what's hot.
That's it. Well, that was working.
That's it. So their top 3 running backs are gone, Taz. But they brought in junior Jaden Miller from NAIA Kaiser. And that is down in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
Now listen to these stats he had while he was down there. I don't care where you play ball at. These are good stats.
Yeah.
He had 1,127 yards and 18 touchdowns. They say he has track speed. He's a home run threat anytime he touches the ball. And Sonny Cumbie, coming from the air raid style offense, he's going to love that. He's going to have everybody spaced out, and this guy's going to have so many lanes to run through. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. That's one thing you can't teach speed.
No, not that kind of speed. Not that South Florida speed.
It's different.
Yeah. What about receivers, Taz?
Lost top 4 receivers.
That's a common theme.
Yeah, pretty common. Big returner wide receiver. Jalen Minkins had 20 receptions, 117 yards, but not a lot of production. His TD's got 1 touchdown. They bring in highly talented wide receiver Taylon Shetron, Oklahoma State.
They said he was like a 4-star coming out.
Okay.
He was.
And sometimes those guys, sometimes they get lost in the shuffle, or sometimes, you know, things don't slow down as fast as some of the other guys. So hopefully, yeah, he can come in and just kind of, you know, play fast now.
Heck yeah.
Get some production in there. Also, they have a tight end, Eli Finley. He can be all conference, second team to go along that pass game. So that's something a lot of teams that I still kind of see shy away. A few teams still use them, the tight ends, but you know, some teams that use them as blocking tight ends and occasionally throw them a pass. But if you have a receiving tight end, that can kind of spread the field for you and it kind of help out those receivers also.
Yeah, and I think with Sonny Cumbie, this guy's going to be a receiving tight end.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, second team all conference last year. So, I mean, he could be probably the best tight end in the country, or in the conference this year. He could.
Cool. So what we got coming back on the offensive line?
They return the left guard, Ashanti Cole, and Hayden Chrisman moves from right tackle to left tackle. Okay. He does. They bring in right guard Jamin Lee, who is a first team All JUCO All American. So that's pretty damn good if you're first team All JUCO All American.
Yeah.
And then also they bring in a sophomore right tackle Ty Hilton, 6'5", 290 from FSU.
Okay, there's a second guy from FSU.
Yeah, like I said, it's crazy. I've seen a lot of players come from FSU to the Sun Belt and from the Sun Belt to FSU.
Okay.
I have.
That's a good swap.
Yep.
All right. On the defense side, they returned 2 of the top 3 D linemen, Emmanuel Ogans, 13 All Conference USA. 6-year linebacker Colby Fields returns. He's won it was out for the year. In week 5 was preseason defensive player of the week. Defensive player of the year for LSU in 2023.
Yeah, he ended up he played at LSU in 23.
Right.
He did. And then he came to Louisiana Tech after that in 24. And then last year he ended up getting hurt after week 5. He did. So he was out for the year. But he was the Conference USA preseason defensive player of the year. So he could actually might end up winning Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Year this year.
He may be.
Yeah.
2 conferences. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Okay, and secondary also was number 2 in interceptions nationally with 22 interceptions, Steve.
Nice.
A lost first team, Jakir Foster, which he had 8 interceptions. He went to the NFL. Jacob Fields, TCU, and Michael Richards from Michigan State will have entire new secondary. Star Johnson, DB, Carter and Butler at the safeties, and Fangang Fangang is the strong safety, free safety McCray. Secondary allowed 55%, 19 TDs to 22 interceptions. That was number 14 in the country.
Heck yeah. But they lost everything.
Yeah.
Two of their top players end up going. One went to TCU, one went to Michigan State. The other one ended up getting drafted, first team All-American. And so they're going to be completely new and fresh.
Yeah, but they're in a new conference.
Yeah. Yep.
So they'll see some of that can transfer.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Conference USA.
Yep. And their last conference championship, Taz, was in 2011 in the WAC.
In the WAC.
Back to the WAC.
Okay.
So how do they seem to be? They seem to be trending all right, don't they?
Yeah, in the last 4 years, 3-9, 5-8, and last year 8-5.
Nice.
We need to fix the road problems. They're 4-21 last year, 2-4 in the conference. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 4-21 the last 4 years on the road. Yeah, you gotta win more than one game.
Got it on the road. Now, granted, a couple maybe now. I didn't see the schedule, but they'll at least be playing a game in their state now with a couple of Louisiana teams.
Yeah, they won't be traveling all over the world.
Yeah,
They won't. So tell us a little bit about the offense, Taz.
offense last year 27.3, which is 70th in the country. Rushing was 195.4, which is 24th. It was pretty good. Passing 163.8, which is 119th, and overall total 359.2, which is 88.
It's kind of odd from a Sonny Cumbie offense that they would actually run the ball more better than they would end up throwing it.
Yeah, but occasionally, sometimes it's your strength. It's what the teams are giving you.
Yeah,
You just
that
gotta
is
make
true.
that adjustment.
Yep. And as you see, they're over that 25-point mark, which they're eight wins.
Yep.
They are. And defense, they gave up 20.8 points a game, which was 35th, which is about a plus 7 point differential. That's how you get the 8 wins as well. Russian defense was on 134.5 yards they allowed, which was 47th. They did give up 240.3 in the air, which was 106, and 374.8 total, which was 68 in the country, which is right around that mid mark, like we always talk about.
Right.
But what really gets you to 8 wins, Taz, is that turnover margin.
Plus 8.
Yes.
It's 18th in the country. So that you turn it over less than you take it away.
Yep. And it's going to be hard to replace those 22 interceptions because that helps a lot.
Yeah.
It does. But like I said, I mean, I think they should be able to do all right. I do. I mean, it's a coaching thing. I mean, talent has a lot to do with it. But, I mean, if your coaches are still out there coaching it, then you still have an opportunity.
That's it. Just follow the strip.
Yep. So some conference players to look out for, all conference players. We got tackle Hayden Christenman. And like I said, he'll be really solid and anchoring that line. He's the one that ended up switching from right tackle to left tackle. So not only is he good, he's versatile.
Right.
He is. And linebacker Kobe Fields, who was like we talked about, was the defensive player of the year preseason last year. For the Conference USA, but ended up getting hurt. So if he ends up staying healthy, former LSU player back in 2023. So he should, if he stays healthy, he's going to make a huge difference on this defense.
Yeah.
So 8 wins, Taz. Can we get to 10?
They could. I mean, in their conference, previous conference, it was 5-3. Yeah, I think if the offense can continue to do what they do, like I said, they may not have the turnover margin like they did on defense side, but it seemed like they didn't turn over a lot on the offense side either. So
Yeah.
if you can protect the ball on the offensive side, and every last 4 years we saw the improvement
Yeah.
from 3-9 to 8-5.
Yep.
So as long as you just keep trending up, I think they can increase the 10 wins.
And 64% of their offensive production is back as well, which is first in the conference. In a different conference,
Right.
it is, which I think it's a step up in competition. But I could see them competing for a division championship in their first year here.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of, just going through this conference, man, East and West side. I mean, you see there's a lot of teams that's lost a lot of production. So they'll be, trying to rebuild those teams also.
Yep.
So if you catch them slipping, hey, you never know.
That's it. All right. Well, that's our Louisiana Tech preview for everybody. So next one up we got here is South Alabama Jaguars. The Jags. So they went 4-8 last year, 3-5 in the conference. They have a head coach that I'm familiar with, Major Applewhite, who is 11-14 in his 2 years here and 26-25 over his 5 years.
And a part of that was it at Houston.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
Yeah, I do too. It wasn't that great at the time. So, but from what I hear, he has a lot of good stuff going on at South Alabama. I mean, he did recruit and pretty much develop that Gio Lopez.
Yeah.
That's where he ended up coming from and ended up going to all the other different places that he's been.
Right.
Yeah, so, I mean, he can get the offense going. He can. But it's going to be hard this year, Taz, with what he's got coming back.
Not a lot of production. 2 on offense, 3 on defense, 96 starts.
That's under that mark.
Yeah. But again, Major is an offensive guy, so hopefully he can put his handprint on it. Get some production. Return production 44%, which is 105th, 6th in the conference. And 51 on offense and 37, even less on defense than offense. So it's going to be a challenge, but he does have a senior quarterback in Bishop Davenport who returns 2,072 yards, 68%. If he can kind of increase that, put it in the 70s possibly.
He did lead the conference at 68%.
Yeah, but he's going to need some more. You're going to need to increase. You're going to have to do a better job. He had 12 touchdowns, but he had 6 interceptions also. 326 yards rushing, but he had 9 touchdowns on the ground. So he's some dual threat quarterback also. He can do it on both ends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So to help him with the offense side, I mean, you got to run back Keenan Phillips. His conference leading returning rusher, 607 yards. And
That's insane, ain't it?
Yeah.
The conference leading rusher
600.
has 600 yards.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a couple teams just abandon the run and just relied on the receivers.
Well, not just that, but all the other leading rushers are gone.
Yeah.
It is. They all got plucked. Anybody who had over 600 yards apparently went to a different school.
Yeah. Or graduated.
Yeah, or graduated.
It sucks. So, but there's at least you do have some production coming back in the run game to kind of help you out there. To go along what we got next, the receivers.
Yeah, they lose their top 2 receivers as usual. I don't even know why I write this because it seems to happen everywhere.
Yeah.
So, wide receiver Eager returns. He has track speed, y'all. He does, so keep an eye on him. Also, wide receiver and punt returner Micah Woods will return. So they should be very, very fast at wide receiver. So you might have to play them safeties over the top because these are going to be burners. They are. And the last thing you want to do is match them up on a linebacker or a safety or, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, Major Applewhite is an offensive-minded guy. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to find ways with this type of speed on how to get them the ball in space.
Yeah.
And either take the top off or get him in screens or get him in space or something.
Yep.
He is. So the only returner on the O-line is right tackle Ethan Hubbard. But Kenton Jared, though, he's very versatile. He had 18 starts. Listen to this craziness. So he had 18 starts. He played 13 at left guard, 3 at left tackle, 1 at right tackle, and 1 at right guard. And in the spring, he's been playing center. So, I mean, that is a man that's going to make a lot of money at the next level.
Most definitely, he can play all 5 positions.
Play all 5 positions on the line. That you never hear of that.
No,
You don't.
no, because normally the guys, if you play right guard, left guard, you're not fast enough to to block the ends on the outside.
Yeah.
But he's got the foot speed for the outside and the inside, and the bulk
Yeah.
on the inside.
And the intelligence to play center.
Most definitely.
So, because he's the quarterback of that protection.
Yep.
He is. So, yeah, that's really, like I said, I think he's going to make, then he's one of them kids too, like we said. If you can play, they'll find you.
Most definitely.
They're going to find him.
They'll locate you.
They are. They are definitely going to find him.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about with defense, Taz?
This defense, Todd Orlando, he reunites with Applewhite. He runs a 3-3-5 defense. Oh man.
I remember him too. He was at Houston as well.
Yeah, the 3-3-5. More of a pass type defense
Yeah.
than a run defense. I mean, you got to have those both guys on the line. So,
Yeah.
and he lost 6 D linemen to the portal.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So he may have to make some adjustments on that defensive front. We'll see. You got defensive end Emmanuel Walsh, best return D lineman. But you're bringing in nose tackle Trey Brown from Texas Tech
Okay.
to help with the defensive line. So hopefully, like I said, he's gonna have to examine his personnel, see if he's gonna stay in that 3-3-5.
Yeah.
or he's gonna have to switch it up. Because other teams got to make adjustments also because they lost a lot of production in receivers, so they may be leaning on a run game a little more. And
Yeah.
we did see several teams that do bring back the centerpieces of their offensive line with the guards in the center. So we'll see what happens if you have to make some adjustments or not.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So they got linebacker Terrell Johnson returns, had 54 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and 5 quarterback hurries. And also will linebacker Caleb Dozier, who is set for a huge sophomore season this year coming up, Taz. He was doing really good last year,
Right.
but ended up getting injured. He did. So if he can stay healthy, I think they'll be solid at the linebacker position. Like you said, with a 3-3-5, you're gonna have to be solid up front. So hopefully they can be solid up front. But the second level at the linebacker level, I think they're gonna be really good. They did lose an all Sun Belt DB Chandler to Florida State.
Okay.
Once again, like I said, more kids either coming or going to Florida State.
Right.
And then DB Javon Henderson returns, had 26 tackles, 5 pass breakups. So that's pretty good. It is. And they bring in Trey Webb from JUCO and free safety DJ Moore from Georgia Tech.
Okay.
So Georgia Tech's known for pretty good defense. Trey Webb coming from a JUCO, that's a good developmental stage. It is. It's good. I like it. I think it's good to start seeing more of these JUCO kids getting called up. I do because a lot of the times they just going from different schools to different schools. You don't see a lot of JUCO kids
Right.
get an opportunity like they used to. So one thing they are gonna have to work on though with that secondary being new and everything and losing their all conference player is they allow 60.9% completion percentage and 19 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions to us.
Yeah, they're gonna have to shore up that defense a little bit better, but we'll see. I mean, like I said, they're reunited with a new D coordinator,
Yep.
so he can bring in some schemes in there to kind of help that defense out also get a little better.
And their last conference title, Taz, was
14 years, none.
never. Yep.
Never won a conference title.
But they've only been around for the 14
14
years.
years.
So they're not young and new, but they're still young and new enough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but before last year's 4-8 season, they were coming off 3 straight winning seasons, including a 10-win season in 2022. So they got to get the wheels back on the tracks. They do. Going 4-8 last year to 6. It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be it's definitely gonna be difficult. We'll see if enough wins are going around this conference.
That is true.
But you do have a senior quarterback returning, so that can be a plus also.
Yeah. You want to go over some of the offensive stats, Taz? On what can get us to 6 wins?
Let's check it out. Major, 26 and a half scoring, which is 75th. Rushing is 199.7, which is 78.
18th.
That's 18. Okay,
Yep.
18. Passing 181, which is 112. And total is 380.8, which is 73rd. Which is, not too bad. I mean, 81 yards a game. But you got to, I would think, to help the defense out, you got to get the scoring production up.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, too, once again, Major Applewhite, quarterback, you think pass, and they're 18th in the country rushing.
In rushing, yeah.
They are. Yeah, you got to get some little more production, I think. But defense has to do their part as well, Taz.
Right.
They gave up 30.4 points per game, which was 109th.
Mm-hmm.
They did. And passing, they only gave up 205 yards a game, which is 44th. But Taz, why throw the ball against us?
You can run it.
Yep. They gave up 176.6 yards on the ground, which was 101st. They did. 381.6 yards total, which was 76th overall. And here was a shocking stat to me for a team that ended up being 4-8 was their turnover margin. They were +3 in turnovers, which is 47th in the country, which is great, +3. But to go 4-8.
You go 4-8, you didn't capitalize on the turnover margin.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't know how many of those turnovers give them great position in short field or not, but you got to capitalize.
Yeah, giving up 30 points in the secondary, giving up 19 touchdowns and almost 61% completion percentage.
Yeah.
That's something they really got to work on this upcoming season. But hey, if they can get that going, like we said, Applewhite has 2 fast receivers, a senior quarterback, decent running back coming back. So if they can get that all rolling, Taz, I could see them going 6-6, going to a bowl.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pick it up a little bit because there's some other teams in this conference trying to do the same thing. So we'll see how it will play out.
Yep. So, all right. So that's our South Alabama preview. It is. Next one we got here coming up. Is
Ole Miss.
Southern Miss Golden Eagles. End up going 7-6 last year, 5-3 in the conference. A game back again. Blake Anderson took over for the bowl game that they end up losing, unfortunately. But he is 74-55 over his 11 years coaching. It's going to be a complete rebuild task for him. So you want to tell us about what we got or what we don't got coming back?
Well, I'll tell you what you do have. You got 1 on offense, 1 return to start, and 0 on defense. It's 28 starts, which is 22% production, 138th last in the conference, and 23 on offense and 20 on defense. You bring in a quarterback. Hopefully you can get some production out of him. Ethan Hampton from Illinois. He only played 4 games, so he was quarterback of North Illinois team.
Oh yeah, the one that beat the Notre Dame.
Yeah. So you got some production there. But there again, like I said, you don't have much return on offense to kind of help him. I mean, you got a lot of inexperience. So hopefully those guys can kind of step up and you can scheme a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but you do have a running back in Robert Briggs. He returns 304 yards and 1 TD. Not a lot of production, but at least he did get reps.
You got something.
Yeah, you got some reps in there. And then they brought in Brandon Hood from UMass.
Okay.
Which they've been having some production over there in UMass the last few years.
Yeah. So they might be able to get something out of that. I mean, 22% production, that's last in the country overall. It is. And last in the conference. So no one else is bringing back less than Southern Miss. But they said it was a mass exodus after, because their head coach ended up going to Memphis.
Right.
He did once he left there. So, and he was only there for a year. He went from Marshall to Southern Miss for 1 year, and then Marcus Huff, and then end up going off.
Right.
So they do bring in wide receiver Sanders from JUCO, Page from Utah State, Caden Saunders from Penn State, who was a 4-star. So if he can stay healthy, that'll bring him some energy and everything, excitement outside. The only starter to return on this team, Taz, was Broderick Roman, who was a 7th-year player.
Probably somewhat the last of his kind.
Yeah, should be. He should be the last of his kind. So they're unexperienced at tackle. Right tackle is a redshirt freshman Davis.
Yeah.
Left tackle is a sophomore Brandon Kane, who played in 7 games last year. So at tackle, man, shirt freshman and a sophomore. I mean, hey, if they can play, they can play.
Yeah.
But you better hope they can play.
You better hope they better be ready, prepared.
Yeah.
Week 1. One, because the defense side of the ball, they lost 18 D linemen. That's a lot of guys and bodies that you lost that you got to replace.
Yeah.
And it's not easy replacing those guys. I'm just finding 18 out there in the portal, between portal and high school. It's going to be difficult. Also, you lost 13 in secondary, or 13 secondary players.
Hey, so yeah. So your whole front and back end, gone.
Yeah, it's gonna be a real challenge. Bringing blue chip DN though, sophomore Jeffrey Rush from Ole Miss.
Oh, okay.
So you got a nose guard and Josh Johnson from Nicholas to help with the D line. So, but that's 16 short of what you lost.
Glass half full, Taz. Glass half full. But getting that DN from Ole Miss, that was back when Lane was there, so he must have been somewhat pretty good if Lane was recruiting him to come in.
Yeah.
He was. So, but they do bring in linebacker Andrew Morton from Stetson and FCS. They had 67 tackles, 9.5 tackles for loss. The nickel Brown from UCF, DB Ibrahim from Marshall, and another nickel Peavy from Alabama.
Okay.
They do.
So at least you're getting from some productive programs. You're getting guys come in and play, and that's what's happening. Is a lot of times if you can go out there and identify some guys, because a lot of guys aren't bad. They just don't have the production and experience.
Exactly.
And as long as they sit there, they're not going to get any better. They sit behind guys and they're constantly bringing guys in and replace other guys. So the best thing I think for these kids is to go somewhere and play.
Yep. Exactly.
Go play and get you some experience in production. And like I said, if you go out there, it's even better. You can go to a conference and become an All-American or All-Conference guy. It's only going to boost your stock.
Exactly.
So.
And then they also bring in DBs Champ Lewis from Tulsa and Martinez from TCU. Strong safety Michael Robinson from UConn. And we all know how good UConn a year they had last year. And then another free safety, Jordan Pride from Texas A&M.
Right.
So he went and got and identified some big school type players. So maybe it is they just wasn't getting the reps and getting the opportunity. So they're coming out to get their chance.
Right. And you got one of the better sales. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't have more D linemen to come in because, you lost 18 guys on D line, 13 in the secondary. Dude, you have nothing but opportunity.
Most definitely. There's one thing I can sell you on is you're going to get opportunity to play.
You're going to get opportunity to play. We got the cover bear.
Yep.
Now, you want to come play or you want to go somewhere and sit on the bench?
Exactly. Do you want your shot to shine?
That's it. And like I said, if they've gone to a decent program, of course, like a Texas A&M, you probably had a decent NIL, so you're not too hurting too bad. I mean, you should have a little something. You're going to step down. We can't offer what they offered, but we can offer this opportunity.
Exactly.
You get your butt on the field, get some production. And then, like I said, the chance is if you have returning, years, if you come in and become All-American, guess what? Now teams will want to pull you back up to the Power Four.
Yep.
Because you got that All-American attached to you or All-Conference attached to your name.
Yep. And you got your experience that all these coaches are actually looking for, not off of potential anymore.
Yep.
It isn't. So, but with all these new players in the secondary, I think they'll really be able to improve on this. The secondary gave up 64% completion percentage, but they did only give up 13 touchdowns to 23 interceptions.
It's not bad.
Yeah, so I think they'll be able to cut the completion percentage down. It's going to be hard to match that plus 10 interception to touchdown ratio.
Yeah.
It is. So they ended up finishing 7-6 last year. Their last conference championship was 2011 in Conference USA. And do you know who and where they played that game, Taz?
The Conference USA?
Yep. Who they play against and where was it?
Conference USA. I can't recall. Who is it?
Yep. They played against the University of Houston in
Okay.
Case Keenum, an undefeated University of Houston team
Gotcha.
in Houston, when all of a sudden the night before the game, this horrendous windstorm came through. It was a 12 o'clock kickoff. It was, and the wind was blowing like 40 miles an hour the whole game. And Southern Miss came in and won that game.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember it very vividly.
I bet you did.
But they did have something really good go their way this previous year. They did, after losing 12 of 13 on the road, they got it turned around and they ended up winning 3 of their last 4.
Okay.
So that's an amazing plus. Like we said, you got to win on the road if you plan on taking it to that next level.
Yeah, and that got them through the last 4, got them a winning record in the conference, and they got a bowl game out of it.
Exactly. It did. So what about the offense, Tess?
Offense had 28 or 29 points a game, which is 57th. Rushing was 136, was 92nd. Passing 266, which is 25th. And total was 402, which is 52nd. Which isn't bad. I mean, like you got to consider outside of the 92, they're nowhere in the hundreds.
And they're over 400
Yeah.
total yards
Category.
offense. And they're over that 25-point threshold.
Right.
They are.
Winning
But-
record.
Exactly. Yep. That's how it seems to happen. But hey, they got to replace a lot on defense. And looking at some of the stats, that might not be a bad thing, Taz.
No,
It
man.
might not. They gave up 27.4 points last year, which was 84th, which is only a plus 1.4 point differential. That is also how you end up 7-6.
Yeah.
It is. Rushing, they gave up 174.5 yards, which was 96th. 229.2, which was 86th through the air. And they end up giving up 403.7 yards per game, which was 99th, which is a negative 1.6 in total yards compared to the teams they played. But how do you offset all that, Taz?
Plus 14 turnover margin. Which is
That's how you do it.
Yeah, go get the ball. See ball, get ball.
That's it. To quote our friend David Pollock,
Yep.
see the ball, get the ball. It is. So yeah, like I said, I mean, being plus 14 again in turnover margin is going to be really, really hard. It is. I could see them. I mean, they were a game back as well from, like I said, this Sun Belt is so close and so tight.
Yeah.
It is. These teams are going to be a game here, a game off. So, I mean, I could see them still being right back in there competing for it.
Yeah, and a lot
could.
of them are similar situation. Like I said, with a lack of production coming back.
Oh, yeah, no production here.
Yeah.
Worse than the country.
So, teams are somewhat in the same boat when they're trying to, figure out playmakers. Offensive line was a big one.
Yeah.
Once you lose that many offensive line, you just don't really just plug and play. And then, like this team, lost a lot of defensive production also.
And I think they're going to be okay. I think they could actually get to maybe 8 or 9 wins because of the head coach. Blake Anderson is a great coach.
Right.
He was. Sorry about that, Blake.
Yes.
He is. I'm sorry. Yes, and Blake Anderson is. He's a great coach. I remember him over at Utah State. I do, and like I said, I think he's a great coach. And he's getting his players and his people in here. So I think he'll end up doing really well. And I could see him competing again for a division. I could. So that'll wrap up our Southern Miss preview. And next one we got here coming up is
Troy Trojans.
the Troy Trojans. So won the West Division last year, 8-6 overall. and 6-2 in the conference. So, like we were saying, all these 5-3 conference teams were just a game out. Mm-hmm. They was. So they were the ones that ended up coming away with it and winning it. And honestly, I think they should be all right. Gerard Parker is 12-14 in 2 years and 12-20 overall in 3 years. Returning starts. They got 3 on offense, 1 on defense, and 107 starts. So they're right around that 100 start mark, Taz, that we talk about.
Okay.
But then you look at the return of production, 39%, which is 119th in the country,
Yeah.
10th in the conference. 47% of that is coming back on offense and 32% on defense. So from that West Division team, they are losing a lot of the key players for that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's to be expected. I mean, any team that wins a division, conference, or does well, they're subject to being plucked by other schools. So it's kind of be expected. But they do return the quarterback, Goose Crowder.
Oh,
7
cool
stars.
name.
Yeah. Goose. 1,327 yards passing, 58.7%. You want to get that up a little bit. 11 TDs to 5 interceptions. They bring in also a new OC in Adam Austin from Tarleton State. So hopefully he can come in and work with Goose and continue the production and protecting the ball.
Yeah, every time when I hear that Goose, I think about like Top Gun.
Oh, yeah.
And that OC, they actually led the FCS last year in scoring offense.
Okay.
So that should help get that offense back where it needs to be because it was not good last year.
Right. Also, they bring in the running back to help with the run game, Gavin Griffin from Last Chance U.
East Mississippi Community College.
Yeah.
If y'all remember the show on Netflix, Last Chance U, that was one of the seasons that they ended up having was there.
Yes, sir.
And they've actually, I want to say this team or another team actually has a couple of players from there.
Okay.
They do. How'd they end up doing that Last Chance U, Taz?
My boy had 1,168 yards rushing, 5.2 yards per carry, 22 touchdowns.
Nice.
So he knows how to find the end zone. Yeah. And also they brought in a couple of JUCO wide receivers to help with the pass game, and White and Kitchens to help with that production also. And they're going to need it.
Yeah, most definitely. Because they lost a lot of
A
production.
lot of production. But they do return 6 linemen
Okay.
that have started, and they add 3 transfers. Left guard Pettit from Furman, right tackle Jones from Ohio, all MAC, and they added left tackle Rivers from North Carolina State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they have some experience there. We got 3 transfers in, and you got 6 guys who have started.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so
And that's some good, some good production you're bringing in as well through the transfer portal. Because you know, NC State, that's going to be a really good lineman because they have a great coach. And then a third team All MAC from Ohio.
Yeah,
So that's going to be really good.
there's some good production to come in there for the first year offensive coordinator.
Heck yeah. Well, this is the side of the ball, Taz, where Troy's always hung their hat on was the defensive side. They've had some great defensive players come out of Troy. They do return their D lineman, Donnie Smith, who was first team All Sunbelt last year. Mm-hmm. He had some really good stats. He had 27 tackles, 11 sacks, 2.5 tackles for loss, 2 pass breakups, and 7 quarterback hurries. He did. Okay. And they also bring in transfer DN Kavion Henderson from Arkansas and D tackle Ty Clemens from Boston College.
Okay.
So they're bringing in having a solid D line coming up this year, bringing in some big transfers for some big schools, stepping down a level to compete and play, and bringing back first team All Sunbelt defensive lineman. I mean, that's amazing. It is. At linebacker, Bryce Steele comes in from Boston College. Jones comes in from a D2 school. He had 114 tackles, 9 tackles for loss, and 6 pass breakups. They do.
Right.
But here is the ultimate story I noticed when I was reading about this and writing about this school. Justin Powell. Justin Powell is now a senior free safety on the team leader. Top to bottom, he's the man. He was a former walk-on. Showed up as a walk-on, just wanted to compete. And now he's he's a 3-year starter. From walk-on, the 3-year starter, free safety, Justin Powell. So really glad for him. Keep an eye on him. And he's good. So it's not like, oh, he's just a great story. No, he is a really great player. He is. And that's amazing.
It's awesome.
Yep. They also have Brian and strong safety Marcus from Tennessee.
Okay.
And the deep secondary did all right last year. They allowed 60% completion percentage, 16 touchdowns, but only had 10 interceptions to ask.
You got to get a little more turnovers. I mean, from there, they can get turnovers as far as fumbles and things like that. But, yeah, you're giving up 60%, and you got your quarterback is only completing 58.7.
Yeah.
So you got to try to cut that down on the defense side of the ball. He needs to get a little better on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep. Yeah. So last year, Troy was actually 3-0 in one-score games.
That's darn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That helped win the division.
Yeah. A lot of these games are going to come down to one possession.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they improved from 1-5 on the road to 4-3.
That's a big turn right there. Because normally your best ball is played at home.
Yep.
But if you can have a winning road percentage also, it's only going to, push you better there.
Heck yeah. You want to tell us a little bit about how the offense did?
Offense needs to do a little better, which wasn't bad. They did have a decent record, but it's only 23.5, which is 93rd. Rushing, 98th, which is 128. 98 rushing yards is 128. Passing is 209, which is 88. But total was 307 at 121.
Yeah.
So like I said, we can get a little more production out of the offense, man. We can improve 2 to 3 games.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And they might have to offset those 3-0 and one-score games.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually end up giving up 23.9 points per game, which is 58. So that's about a negative half a point in point differential. Rushing on the ground gave up 106.8, which was 102nd, and 192 or 196.2 through the air, which was 34th, because Taz, once again, why are we going to throw it? We can run it.
You can run it.
And then total defense, they gave up 373, which was 66, which is actually a minus 66 yards per game.
Right.
And was flat on turnover margin.
Yeah, and hopefully we can pick it up at the running game also. Roughly they were on 100 yards a game rushing. I think we need to kind of pick that up a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully their last chance running back, they got Gavin Griffin to step in and make a splash right out the jump.
Yeah.
He can. So yeah, looking at these stats, going 3-0 in one-score games, flat in turnover margin, and pretty much flat in points per game. To go 8-6, I guess all of it's all about timing, I guess. It is on when everything broke down and happened. Mm-hmm. So what are some all-conference players, Taz, that we can look at for Troy?
We got defensive end Donnie Smith returning along with another special teamer, punter Evan Crenshaw.
Hey, it's always good to have a great punter.
Most definitely, he can fill the field.
Exactly. You need one of them.
Especially if you have a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
You can work that hand in hand also to help that offense out and the defense.
Yep. Yeah. Heck yeah, it'll help everybody.
Yeah, if you can make them travel, have long fields, man. Yeah, you got a better opportunity to get some turnover on downs.
Yep. So 8 wins, Taz. Can we get to 10? Or what will it take to get to 10?
One, offensive production, I think needs to get better, which it may. Like I said, with the run game, may get better. And rushing defense. Lower that, you're at about 177 yards a game.
Yeah, they're out rushing them by almost 79 yards a game.
Right. If you can flip that rush, I think you should be okay. Kind of get a couple extra wins.
Heck yeah. Get a couple more turnovers, build up on that. So, yep, that'll help get Troy to the 10-win mark, which they've been at before. So they're used to it. And we'll see what they can do. So that'll wrap up our preview for Troy. Next school we got coming up here is
UL Monroe Warhawks.
my UL Monroe Warhawks, Taz.
There you go.
3-9 last year, 1-7 in conference.
Okay, it's a new year now.
That's right.
New
We
year,
started
man.
3-1
Yep.
and then lost the last 8.
Nah.
But played Louisiana in the rivalry game close. Ended up only losing 27-30 in overtime.
Yeah.
They did. They needed that win, Taz, to end the year. And that is why rivalry games still count. And it's still important.
Yep. It still matter.
It is. So Bryant Vincent, head coach, 8-16 for 2 years, 15-22 over 3 years.
Okay.
What they got coming back, Taz?
Well, they got 3 on offense, 2 on defense, so they have 103 starts coming back. Like a production, 51%, which is 68th, second in the conference, 63 on offense, and 40% on the defensive side.
Okay. So second most production coming back. They're right at that 100 start mark that we're looking at. And what do we got coming back on offense, Taz?
Quarterback Aiden Armentor. He returns. He had 1,629 yards. We got 58.5% passing. So you definitely want to increase that passing percentage, along with 12 TDs, and you have to protect the ball, 8 interceptions.
Yeesh, yeah.
You have to protect the ball.
Yeah.
But they brought in some competition. A dual threat quarterback, Austin Carlisle from Houston, redshirt freshman.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so you got a little competition in there. So, like I said, right now, if he was comfortable before throwing those interceptions, he ain't gonna be too comfortable right now.
Heck no. Yeah. Especially with a dual threat quarterback coming in from Houston.
Yeah, and that's gonna help that run game.
Most definitely.
Along with the running back they brought in, Don Chaney, 478 yards in 23 at Miami, and yeah, he's been to a couple schools actually before the Warhawks also.
Yep.
So yeah, if you can get Chaney back healthy along with his dual threat, possibly. I mean, the previous stars got to protect the ball. You got to get the percentage up. If not, but you can add a dual threat quarterback along with a good running back. That can help you out with the run game right there.
Heck yeah.
Also, and what we got coming back for receiver, Steve?
Wide receiver, we got Nick Trujillo, who had 23 catches, 368 yards, and 4 TDs. He actually averaged 16 yards per catch last year. He did. And they also bring in a wide receiver, Parker Fulgham from Clemson, who's a sophomore.
Okay.
So once again, like I said, if he played at Clemson, he had to be somewhat decent if Dabo was going to recruit him. Dabo ain't just going to go out there and recruit no scrubs, especially a coach that doesn't use the portal.
Right.
So bringing him in, that's going to really help. And then also a tight end, Bryce Anderson from Memphis, which Memphis always has solid tight ends and stuff. So they can get him involved. That'll be working out great. Only return the right tackle, AJ Benson, is the only starter he is. But they did bring in a bunch of JUCO players for the O-line. So that'll actually help out a lot. This school, UL Monroe, actually was a school that went the JUCO route for a lot of players still. So I'm not quite sure why just the JUCO route. I mean, hey, maybe there's a better crop to choose from because nobody is taking JUCO players, hardly.
Yeah, and there again, he might be thinking, where can I get the most production?
Most bang for the buck,
Yeah,
since we ain't got the Bucks.
yeah. Bring some experience in here versus you probably, of course, you're probably not getting the best. You might get a couple diamond in the rough in the high school ranks, but just try to improve and try to at least be stable with the production guys. So. But what we have here, like you mentioned with JUCO, I mean, they got 2 new D linemen.
Okay.
Defensive end, C.J. Wilson, nose guard, Marvin Hall, and you got James Smith returns also at defensive tackle.
Heck yeah. So that would be pretty solid.
Yep.
They should on the D line. Also, their defensive leader, linebacker Noah Fleming, returns. He was second team All Sun Belt last year at UL Monroe on a team that went 3-9. So had 80 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and 7 tackles for loss. And also their other linebacker, Marcus Ross, returns.
Right.
So tell us about secondary, Tez.
Secondary. You got Hawk, Jabir Tiller, 46 tackles, 2.5 sacks. Returns also 5 tackles for loss in the secondary. Also, you got DB Jaden Lewis and DJ Jester from JUCO. Return DB Jay Harper and strong safety Carl Fontrell.
Okay.
And the secondary, they lost 63%, 21 TDs to 5 interceptions. So
Okay.
you got to get the interception up.
Got to get that better. Got to get that better. But both their linebackers come back, so that's going to be really helpful for them.
Yeah.
It is. And the one being the second team, all Sun Belt, and then also, too, bringing in those JUCO players, which means they'll have a lot of reps.
Right.
They will. Last conference title for the Warhawks is 2005. Back in the Sun Belt, at the early years of the Sun Belt, it was. They've only been to one bowl game, Taz. In 2012, the Independence Bowl. But what they got to do, too, to help out, like we talk about, is that crucial road. From 2019 to 2025, they are 4-39 on the road.
Yeah, you gotta get some more production here. They gotta figure things out to try to get a stable roster. That way, there's not so much turnover year after year. But yeah, they gotta do something to stabilize this thing because, like I said, one, they don't have a lot of production coming back. The production they did have, I mean, they went 1-7 in the conference
Yeah.
last year.
All right. Tell us a little bit about the offense, Taz.
Offense, they only scored 16 or 17 points a game. That's 128th. In the country. That's not good.
No.
Not good. Rushing was 163, which was 61st. Passing was 160. That's 122, and total was 323, which is 116. So you gotta eliminate those ones, so 3-digit numbers.
Yeah.
As far as your production, and like I said, it's gonna be something to go along with this defense. What the defense will like, Steve?
Well, scoring wise, it was pretty rough. It was 31.9 points per game they allowed, which is 117. That is a 15 point differential.
Yeah.
It is, which is not really good. It isn't. 162.6 yards on the ground, which was 85th. 222.3 through the air, which was 73rd, and 384.8, which was 81st in the country. Yardage wise, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, not too bad in
Yeah.
the 70s, 80s. I mean, we want to be somewhere around 60, 65. So we're close. We're close.
Right.
But I think they had a lot of short fields.
Yeah.
I do. When you finish at -10 in turnover margin,
Yeah.
that's 122nd in the country. That's how you give up more points and less yards.
Yeah.
It is. So, get that turned around. Defense looks like they can play all right. Pretty solid. Got a lot coming back. Got some good players coming back. Got 2 quarterbacks back. Got a running back from Miami. Got a wide receiver from Clemson.
Yep.
Got another receiver that averaged 16 yards a catch. Got your all Sun Belt second team linebacker coming back. Like I said, if we go to get 6 wins, UL Monroe, I will be a booster. And I will donate to your NIL fund. I will, if you can get to 6 wins. That might help you end up getting to that opportunity to getting some better players in. So, Taz, what are some players to look for all conference wise?
You have your tackle, AJ Vincent, along with your linebacker, Noah Flemings.
Heck yeah. So, gonna keep faith alive, and they can work on the turnover margin. Hopefully, these quarterbacks will get them some more offense going. Defense will not give up as many turnovers and force some turnovers, and we'll cut down on those points per game. And if they can do that, they can get the 6 wins, Taz.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I'm looking at the schedule. They have up first is Mississippi State, followed by UAB,
Okay.
Southeast Louisiana, Florida Atlantic. They play our South Alabama. The new kid on the block, Louisiana Tech. They go to Troy. They host Southern Miss. They go to Arkansas State. They host Louisiana. They go to App State, and they host Marshall at home.
Okay.
So I would think game by game.
Week by week.
Yeah, I mean they're looking at the schedule, not gonna be favored in most of those games.
Probably not, but hey,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean we can't win them.
I mean, yeah, you gotta be week by week.
That's it. So hopefully we'll get to those 6 wins, UL Monroe. I'll donate to your NIL fund if you can get there. I'll be a booster and make it to a game.
There you go. Come on, UL. You
Let's
get
go,
this extra NIL money.
Yes, sir. Let's go, Warhawks. All right, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this episode. Now we're going to talk about who we have as our defensive player of the year in the conference. As we told y'all, who we have is our offensive player of the year in the last episode, and who we have winning the West Division and our conference championship matchup, and who we have winning. And then also we'll go over some games to watch. So, Ted, you want to go first on defensive player of the year?
Yeah, I have my defensive player of the year from the previous show, Kennesaw State. Caleb Nix had 4 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries. So that's a dude that was hanging around the ball a lot.
All over the place.
Yeah, I'm looking for him to be my defensive player of the year.
Gotcha. All right, I got MJ Stroud from Georgia Southern. He had 33 tackles, 6.5 sacks, and 15.5 tackles for loss last year, Taz.
Okay.
He did. So I'll go ahead and get started. My West Division champ that I have is the new kids, Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, I was leaning there with those kids.
I like Louisiana Tech with what they got coming back, the way they've been trending. And I got them playing against Marshall
Okay.
in the Sun Belt Championship. Taz, who you got?
I think this team, I'm probably gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with Troy and see if they can defend themselves.
Okay.
And my previous school, let's go back. I'm going Jacksonville State.
That's Conference
That's
USA.
gonna be
Tech,
my bad.
yeah.
My bad.
You had JMU on the last episode.
Oh yeah. They're going JMU Billy,
Yep.
the Fighting Billies.
Yep.
I'm sorry,
Yep.
the Fighting Billies against Troy.
So a rematch of last year?
Rematch of last year.
Who you got winning?
The Fighting Billies. Billy's not calling the plays anymore.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I can say this about Billy though. Outside of with all the turnover, he does recruit well and he can identify players.
That he
So
does.
he can build a staff, a roster.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I end up having Marshall winning it this
Okay.
year. I do.
Okay.
Yep. So we got 5 games here to watch, to look out for this upcoming year in the Sun Belt. So September 5th, first game we got is Liberty at James Madison.
Okay.
Could that be a game that determines maybe who ends up being the group of 5 leader?
It could. It could. Considering JMU this conference, like I said, if they play well, they could make it to the playoffs. I mean, granted,
They did it last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, but they did make it with some crazy criterias.
Yep. So another game we got coming up is September 26th. We got James Madison at Old Dominion. Old Dominion playing really good ball, coming off a 10-win season last year, going up against James Madison, but they get to host them. They do. So that ought to be a big matchup. Taz, what's another one?
We have Louisiana at La Tech, the new kid on the block. So that's gonna be real good for the state. So a little bragging rights.
Yep.
So
What's the next one?
next up is Troy at Louisiana.
That's gonna be a good one too.
That's going to be a real good game.
That might determine who the division champ is.
Yeah.
It could going against each other.
Yeah. In October.
Yeah.
So they can decide it early. And then what we have last, Steve?
October 29th, we got Troy versus JMU. That is your conference championship preview.
Yeah.
It is. So we'll have to see how all that works out and how that comes out. We will. So should be really good in the Sun Belt. So we
Yeah.
end up doing the East on the last one, the West on this one. The last show was an hour and 45 minutes. This show is about an hour and a half. So we're about 3 hours and 20 minutes in the preview in the Sun Belt for everybody. We are. So it was really exciting. Next episode we got, we'll have Matt with us. He'll be with us on our Big 12 Media Day wrap-ups. And we'll also do a show, a hot take. We will. So with all that, Ted, you got anything for the people about Sun Belt? Fun Belt?
Sun Belt's going to be Fun Belt with and a lot of teams with a lack of production. A lot of turnovers, this common theme with a group of sixes. They're losing a lot of receivers, bringing back less production. There are a lot of returning coaches, though, with a couple new faces in the league this year. So, yeah, I'm interested just to watch and see how these teams are built and develop and who can catch fire the quickest.
Yep. Like we said, it's going to be fun, interesting, and good to watch. It is, so be sure to check it out. They also play during the week towards the end of the year and throughout the year. So that way, if you're sitting at home and there ain't no football on, like there isn't right now, you could always click on and catch a Sun Belt game. You could. So, all right. Well, that's all I got for this show. Taj, you got anything else? You good?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, like I said, next episode we got will be our Big 12 Media Day recaps. We're going to talk about that. We're going to do some hot takes. And then the show after that, we will be in Charlotte. So, all right, everybody. Well, that's all we got for this show.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Yes. Keep clicking the button. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Good call, Taz. All right, everybody. Well, I guess we will see y'all on the next show.
Peace.
Hey, college football Sunday with Steve Matt and Taz. Talking like we're legends in the student section stands. Same old couch, same cheap snacks, same bold bets we never track. Yeah, life hits different when the squad comes back. College football Sunday with Steve, Matt, and Taz.